The lost city beneath the sands. The sun hung low over the endless dunes, casting long shadows that danced like specters across the desert. The air shimmered with heat, and the only sound was the whisper of sand shifting in the wind. For days, the treasure hunters had followed the map, a tattered parchment marked with cryptic symbols and a single phrase: "Where the sun dies, the city lives." The team was small, but determined. Elias, the grizzled leader with a knack for deciphering ancient texts. Leela, a sharp-eyed archaeologist with a thirst for discovery. Marcus, a rugged survivalist who could navigate the harshest terrains. And Zara, a tech-savvy engineer who kept their equipment running. Together, they had braved storms, quicksand, and the relentless desert sun to reach this spot. When they finally saw it, they almost couldn't believe their eyes. Rising from the sands was the tip of a massive stone archway, its surface etched with intricate carvings of serpents and stars. As they dug, more of the structure emerged, a colossal gate, half buried but still imposing. The air around it felt heavy, charged with an energy that made their skins crawl. "This is it," Elias said, his voice trembling with excitement. "The lost city of Azarath." Using a combination of brute strength and Zara's gadgets, they managed to pry the gate open just enough to slip inside. The interior was a labyrinth of towering stone walls, crumbling statues, and corridors that seemed to stretch into infinity. The air was cool and stale, carrying the faint scent of incense and decay. As they ventured deeper, they found evidence of a civilization frozen in time. Golden artifacts glittered in the dim light of their torches. Murals depicted a powerful ruling class, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. And then there were the bodies, dozens of them, perfectly preserved, their faces serene as if they had simply fallen asleep. "This doesn't make sense," Leela murmured, running a hand over a mural. "These people, they're not decayed. It's like they've been waiting." Marcus frowned. Waiting for what? Before anyone could answer, a low rumble shook the ground. Dust rained from the ceiling, and the carvings on the walls began to glow faintly. Zara's equipment sparked and died, plunging them into near darkness. "What did you do?" Marcus snapped, turning to Elias. "I didn't do anything," Elias protested, but his voice wavered. "Unless the gate, opening it might have triggered something." The rumbling grew louder, and the glow from the walls intensified. The statues seemed to shift, their stone eyes turning to follow the intruders. From the shadows, a voice echoed, a deep, resonant chant in a language none of them understood. "We need to leave now," Leela said, her voice tight with fear. But it was too late. The bodies began to stir, their eyes snapping open to reveal the same glowing light from the murals. The ancient rulers of Azarath were awakening, and they did not look pleased. The hunters ran, their footsteps echoing through the labyrinth as the city came alive around them. The once silent corridors now echoed with the sound of marching feet and the clatter of weapons. The rulers, clad in ornate armor, moved with unnatural speed, their glowing eyes fixed on the intruders. "This way," Zara shouted, leading them down a narrow passage. She had managed to get her tablet working again, and it displayed a rough map of the city. "There's an exit up ahead." But as they rounded a corner, they found themselves face to face with the city's ruler. A towering figure with a crown of jagged obsidian and a staff that pulsed with dark energy. His voice boomed through the chamber, shaking the very stones beneath their feet. "You have disturbed the eternal slumber of Azarath," he intoned. "For this, you will pay the price." Elias stepped forward, holding up his hands. "We didn't mean to wake you. We only sought knowledge, treasure." "Treasure," the ruler interrupted, his voice dripping with disdain. "You think us fools to hoard trinkets while the world above crumbles? We sleep to preserve the balance, to guard the power that would destroy your world if unleashed, and you have broken the seal." Before Elias could respond, the ruler raised his staff, and a wave of energy slammed into the hunters, sending them sprawling. The city seemed to close in around them, the walls shifting and twisting as if alive. "We can't fight them," Leela said, clutching her head. "We need to undo what we've done." "How?" Marcus demanded. "We don't even know what we did." Zara's eyes widened as she stared at her tablet. "The gate, it's not just an entrance, it's a lock. If we can close it, maybe we can put them back to sleep." "And how do we do that?" Elias asked. "We need to find the heart of the city," Zara said. "The source of their power, if we destroy it." "You will doom us all," the ruler's voice thundered, cutting her off. He appeared before them, his form flickering like a mirage. "The heart of Azarath is not yours to destroy. It is the only thing holding back the darkness." The hunters exchanged uneasy glances. "What darkness?" Leela asked. The ruler's glowing eyes bore into hers, the same darkness that consumed your world once before. The same darkness that will consume it again if you do not leave this place. Elias hesitated, then nodded. "We'll go. But you have to let us leave." The ruler studied them for a moment, then stepped aside. "Go, and know this, if you ever return, you will not leave alive." The hunters didn't need to be told twice. They ran, the city's corridors shifting to guide them back to the gate. As they stumbled out into the blinding desert sun, the gate slammed shut behind them, sealing the lost city once more. For a long time, they sat in silence, staring at the sand-covered archway. Finally, Marcus spoke. "Do you think he was telling the truth about the darkness?" Leela shook her head. "I don't know, but one thing's for sure, some secrets are better left buried." As the sun dipped below the horizon, the desert seemed to sigh, the sands shifting to erase any trace of the gate. The lost city of Azarath was gone once more, its rulers returned to their eternal slumber. But the hunters couldn't shake the feeling that they had awakened something far greater and far more dangerous than they could ever understand. And in the depths of the desert, beneath the sands, the heart of Azarath pulsed with a faint, ominous light. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so as not to miss our next story.